We just let theta equal to t radians, then instead of writing like the sine of t, we'll just be saying sine of theta. Sine of theta is equal to the same thing as the sine of t if we say that theta equals t radians. Okay? So we can do that for all 6 trig functions. So it is more common to use theta. Just let theta equal t radians. So how can we use this to find the value of the 6 trig functions at some of the points that we know on the unit circle for sure? We know right here at this point, we know that that's the point 1, 0. Okay? If we had an angle measure whose initial and terminal side was on this positive x-axis, that would be 0 degrees or 0 radians. Okay? So if I want to know what the sine of 0 degrees or the sine of 0 radians is equal to, then I just have to remember which coordinate do I associate with sine. The y coordinate. So look here, this is x, this is y. So the sine of 0 degrees or the sine of 0 radians is equal to the y coordinate, which is 0. Okay. What about the cosine of 0 degrees? The cosine of 0 degrees is the same as the cosine of 0 radians. And which coordinate did I let cosine, or is cosine equal to? Need to look back in your notes. Cosine is x. So look for the x coordinate. It's 1. So the cosine of 0 degrees, or the cosine of 0 radians, is equal to 1. And we can do that for the remaining trig functions. So the tangent of 0 degrees, or 0 radians, what was that equal to? Y over x. So that's 0 divided by 1. So that means that the tangent of 0 is equal to 0. Alright, cosecant of 0 degrees. That's the same thing as the cosecant of 0 radians. That's 1 divided by y. So that's 1 divided by 0. So that's undefined. That's right. You could also just write a 0 with a slash through it like that. That means undefined. Alright, let's see what the secant of 0 degrees, or the secant of 0 radians is equal to. That's 1 divided by x. So 1 divided by 1, or just 1. And lastly, let's look at the cotangent of 0 degrees, or the cotangent of 0 radians. That's x divided by y. So that's 1 divided by 0. Also undefined. We can do that for the 4 points that we know here. We know this point's 1, 0. We know this point's negative 1, 0. We know this point right here is negative 0, negative 1. Now, what are the quadrantal angles here? What's this angle measure up here? 90 degrees, or pi over 2. This angle measure here, 180 degrees, or pi. This angle measure down here, 270 degrees, or 3 pi over 2. So we can do the same thing for the other three quadrantal angles and find all the values.